What a game of rugby. I mean, a lot of Irish fans will not be happy with that. A lot of Welsh fans will be very happy with that. But from a neutral's perspective, that was honestly such a good game of rugby. I mean, Wales really pitched up today and they made life very difficult for Ireland. And I think all credit has to go to Wales today. I mean, they really pitched up. I don't think Ireland really played that badly today. It was just Wales just came out firing today, and they really hung in there. They showed a lot of guts on defense, and they showed a lot of heart, but a lot of high IQ as well. They played a lot of high IQ rugby, which will really help them going forward if they can keep this up. I mean, if they can do this against Italy next week, it's going to be another very close game. And I thought Wales, the physicality battle, they were in it the whole way. The play around the corner, they were really playing such smart rugby, and they were dominating physically at stages. Once again, there were patches where Ireland just had it maybe a bit too easy, but other than that, a massive improvement from Wales. But I will be doing a bit of an in-depth video of this game from a Wales perspective and probably from an Ireland as well. I will be doing an Ireland player ratings right after this. So if you guys do enjoy the content, please stay tuned for that. But also, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm just going to go through some of the stats here. I mean, I'm reacting to this game right now as the final whistle blew. Wow, what a game of rugby. I mean, 27-17, I was not thinking this. I saw a lot of people saying 20 plus points to Ireland. Ireland are going to run away with it. And to be honest, Wales really stayed in the game. And I'm just looking at the stats, and Wales made 118 carries for 2 line breaks, where Ireland made 177 carries for 9 line breaks, which just shows Ireland weren't actually capitalizing as much as they could have. I mean, they had a lot of opportunities, but they also had 16 turnovers lost to Wales's 11. So I think Wales did really well to just force the turnovers. I don't think it was just Ireland's mistake. And I really don't think that Ireland played that bad. I thought Wales really just brought the game to them and forced them to make mistakes. I mean, Alex Mann had a phenomenal game. Dewey Lake had a phenomenal game. Both the centres for Wales had a phenomenal game. There was also some guys on Ireland side that had a really good game. There were some guys that were kind of playing on the edge of good and poor, where they probably would have been the hero if a few passes did stick for them. But I mean, nonetheless, it was a really entertaining game of rugby, and that's what a Six Nations game should be. I mean, Wales going away from home in Dublin, taking it to Ireland. They looked up for it physically, and a try scored by a prop that big from that far out is just absolutely awesome to see. Now, that was maybe a bit of Tide Furlong's fault, but I will go through that in the player ratings for Ireland after this. But you still have to give kudos here. That was an absolutely awesome try. So there was 51% territory for Wales, 49% territory for Ireland. Possession in the last 10 minutes, Wales with 54, Ireland with 46. Possession throughout the game, Ireland having much more possession with 57 to Wales's 43. Set plays, scrums. Wales won 7 of 7 scrums. They had a 100% scrum win rate today, which is huge for them. I think their front row has really stepped it up over the last few weeks. And Ireland, 5 scrums for 80% win rate. I do think Tom O'Toole actually had a good game. He actually impressed me quite a bit, especially with the play around the park. And he was kind of the prop that wasn't really taking too much of a backward step for Ireland. But I think Tide Furlong did struggle today again. But he did do some good things around the park. But I'll get into that as well at a later stage. A line-out win percentage, Ireland 100%. They were really good at line-out time. They were very clinical. Wales 88%, so a lot better from them, where I think in the first game against England it was something like 60% scrums or 70% scrums and 60% lineouts. So they've come a long way, and to have 16 lineouts and win 88% from where they were at the start of the tournament is a massive improvement. Now on attack, passes for Wales 152, ball carries 118, attack for Ireland 238 passes for 177 ball carries. Post-contact meters, Ireland almost getting double what Wales had, 426, and Wales getting 238. Line breaks, Ireland 9, Wales 2. So Ireland will kind of be kicking themselves a bit because they really had a lot more opportunities today, but Wales just played brave. They played with their hearts and souls. They really played for their country today, and that's just a good thing to see. I mean, there was a lot of high IQ plays as well. I'm thinking of the interception by Alex Mann. I'm thinking of Dan Edwards and his own try line getting out of there somehow. So I thought Wales did very well today to kind of play the desperation game well when they are on the back foot, but also capitalize on that afterwards. Like in the past few weeks, Wales would be playing with so much desperation, and then all of a sudden it would be a quick turnover because they're playing with too much desperation. Other team will have a quick try. Today they didn't allow that. Today they had the desperation moments which you need, especially if you are chasing back, if you don't want the other team to score, especially on a line break. They showed very good desperation there, but they also did very well as a team to kind of compose themselves. They really had a really composed head on their shoulders today as an entire squad. So most of the players stood out to me from Wales today. I don't think there was any player that, for me, really had a bad game. I thought they were all very confident, very comfortable, and they played really well today. Penalties conceded. Ireland 9 penalties conceded, Wales 7 penalties conceded with 1 yellow card. Defence, tackles made, Wales made 240 tackles for 31 missed tackles, whereas Ireland made 176 tackles for 9 missed tackles. So that is an area that Wales will look back on and be like, that was maybe where they got their line breaks. Maybe 1 or 2 tries did come from those and they need to tighten that up. But I think overall they'll look at the game with a positive. Kicks, total kicks, 21 for Wales, 22 for Ireland. Kick to pass ratio, very high this time. One kick for every 10.8 passes for Ireland, one kick for every 7.2 passes for Wales. So if you did think there was a lot of kicking in that game or too much kicking, I'm afraid you're wrong. Every time they were kicking, it was because they couldn't get front foot ball. They were really having a go at each other today. So it was really good to see. I do think Ireland maybe a few times could have kicked the ball a little bit earlier to try relieve a bit more pressure. I thought maybe at the start, maybe around the halftime mark and just after halftime, they were kind of playing a bit too much rugby, which was maybe at their detriment. And then Wales just played what they saw. If they didn't get front foot ball, if they did have a massive tackle against them, because they were huge tackles this game, they'd set up the box kick the ball away. And I thought Thomas Williams was really good today as well. And Dan Edwards, I really like him as a player. And I think that whole backline for Wales really clicked today as well. There's a lot of youngsters in that team. There's a few experienced guys, but they all look really energetic, ready to play. And I mean, this is a very exciting backline right now for Wales. Just looking at some of the player stats, some of the guys that really stood out this game. Carries, Jack Conan with 15 carries. And I don't know how you bench him in the next game. He was phenomenal. He is everywhere. Every single time he plays, it reminds me why he's such a good player. It reminds me why Irish fans rate him so highly. He is just such a phenomenal player. And then James Ryan also had a really high work rate today with 14 carries. Dewey Lake with 14 carries as well. He was all over the field and he was a dominant force to be reckoned with. Line breaks, Robert Balakoon, 4 line breaks. He's probably the one player that I don't think he'll get that high of a score in my player ratings just because he was either the hero or it didn't work out for him today. It was very thin margins for him today. He had a few very amazing plays, but he also had a few plays that just didn't go his way. But I wouldn't say that was for him playing bad. That's just how he plays. He plays on the edge. He plays with very thin margins, and that's what I really like about him. He's one of my favorite players in the team. Jacob Stockdale also did really well today to get involved in the game, and I thought he had a very solid outing. Same for Jack Crowley as well. He carries a lot more than I thought he did at club level. He carries a lot more at international level, so I was very, very shocked to see that. Now, tackles completed. Alex Mann, 32 tackles by himself, and he still looked ready to go at the end of the game. He was talking their ear off. He was in their heads. I really like this guy. I know I am a South African, so maybe I shouldn't, but I really do like this guy. He's a very awesome player, and he's always up for it, which I really like. It doesn't matter who you put in front of him. He's going to be up for it. He's going to try to take them on full tilts. Daffy Jenkins, 27 tackles, and James Botham, 26 tackles. I thought these 3 guys really played well. James Botham stood out to me today. He's a very solid player. He gets his hard work done, and he's quite consistent around the field. He's not going to do many bad things. He's not going to do many incredible things. He's just going to do things really well at the best of his ability. I also thought Ollie Cracknell, when he came on, had a really good impact. He really does look like the real deal for Wales. Turnovers lost, Jamie Osborne 3, Robert Balakoon 3, which does show that maybe he was playing on the edge a bit, but when it did work out with that little behind the back pass, it looked absolutely awesome. But when it didn't work out, it's not just his fault. It's just he was trying things and other guys maybe weren't reacting to it the way they should, or Wales' defence was just too good to actually let them get that opportunity off. So that has to go credit to Wales' defence there. Turnovers 1. Thomas Williams with 2 turnovers. He was a bit of a menace on the ground today. He was really good for Wales on the ground. He had a much better game today. He actually looked like he was in the game today. He wasn't just trying to play by himself. He looked like he was kind of incorporating the team a lot more. But I also think the guys around him helped him a lot. And I thought Wales got some really good go-forward ball around the corner. Variations with their passes, variations with their running lines, variations with who's getting the ball, variations with the width they're running from the 9. So I thought they did really well there. But overall, my reaction to the game is that Ireland didn't play bad, in my opinion. It was not their best game. People will be disappointed based on the scoreline, which can maybe be a little bit of disrespect to Wales because they think that Wales right now is a poor team, that they're not good. But the Wales team that played today played their best game they've played in probably years right now. They were competitive till the very end. And I said that all they need is to be competitive for 80 minutes. And they were nearly there. It was about 72 to 75 minutes. They were absolutely awesome. But the character of this Ireland team to still score some really good tries, to get the ball going forward, to still play with some of their best players, some of their best players. I mean, Ireland did do some very good stuff today. I mean, the way they played around the corner, I didn't really like when they kept going back to the short side. I thought it wasn't working that much. Maybe they didn't kick enough, especially when momentum was against them. But either way, I thought they actually did not have a bad game, and they looked good in patches again. Definitely not their best performance, but they looked good in patches, and they looked really good in patches as well. So I liked some of the variations from Ireland, but sometimes, especially when they maybe look a bit comfortable, when they're playing too many phases, when they look a bit flat, it just gets a bit predictable from their side. But still, there was some really good individual performances. If Jameson Gibson Park scored that try, that would have been my favorite try of the year. I mean, he absolutely ran over Louis Rees-Dammit there, but I mean, Rice Carey, he was awesome there, and I mean, it's in his name even. What a carry. That was phenomenal. That was such a good try. But I mean, I'm really looking forward to see how Wales go next week against Italy. I think it's in Wales, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is, or it might be in Italy. But either way, I think they're going to pitch up. They're going to take a lot of confidence from this week. And hopefully there's a lot of guys that aren't injured. Hopefully the guys can be fresh for next week, because it's going to be very exciting. From Wales' perspective, they still do have a chance, and I think next week against Scotland is going to be a really exciting game. Scotland have a chance tomorrow to do something very good for both them and Ireland. And to be honest, as a neutral, I do hope Scotland can win that game, because can you imagine the final weekend going where France have to win, Scotland have to win, Ireland have to win? It's going to be absolutely awesome, with Scotland versus Ireland playing against each other, and maybe England just pitch up and things click for them. But I mean, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. France could absolutely annihilate Scotland tomorrow. They are a phenomenal team, but I'm just really excited for the next few games this weekend. But I mean, that was a really good way to start the weekend. It was a bit of a late one here, but I mean, it was so worth staying up for it. That was an awesome game. If you guys do enjoy the content, I'll be doing Wales player ratings probably tomorrow morning, but Ireland player ratings tonight, so stay tuned. And hopefully you guys do enjoy the content. If you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.